In this guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you to play Song to Woody. Now, this is one of only 2 original songs on Bob Dylan's very first album. It's fair to say it wasn't one of his most popular, well-known songs, but it has experienced a resurgence of interest through the film A Complete Unknown. And it's an interesting song. It's a lovely song. It's a song that Dylan wrote for, at the time, his great hero Woody Guthrie, hence the name Song to Woody, and actually it uses the tune of one of Guthrie's songs, 1913 Massacre. So we're going to jump straight in and look at the song, but to follow along you will need to put a capo on the 2nd fret of your guitar, so pop a capo on the 2nd fret to follow along. Let's start with the intro to the song then. I'll demo it for you first and then I'll break it down. Here's the demo. Okay, let's break that down. Before I show you exactly what notes to play on that introduction, just want to make a couple of general points about technique, I suppose. So this song, Song to Woody, is in 3/4 or maybe 6/8, but it's a sort of waltzy time anyway. And what you're going to have to do is to alternate between playing single bass notes on strings 6, 5 and 4 and strumming on strings 3, 2 and 1, the treble strings. Okay? And you hear that really clearly in the introduction. Okay, got that alternation between bass and treble. And that's very much a feature of what you might almost call the school of Woody Guthrie guitar playing. That's the way Woody Guthrie played guitar, and you know, the people around him, people influenced by him, and that's the way Bob Dylan played guitar quite often as well in his early days. Now, there are 2 approaches to this. The one that I'm going to use in this video, and you saw me use there, is by using my thumb to pick out the bass notes on strings 6, 5 and 4 and using my index finger for the strumming of the treble note. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm really comfortable with that approach personally, but the other approach you can use, and there's no absolute right or wrong, is to use a pick. And if you use a pick, the pick has to do both jobs. It has to pick out the 3 treble strings and it needs to do the strumming. And if you use a pick, it will sound like this. So it's just a question of whether you're more comfortable using a pick or, on the other hand, playing with your fingers. Okay, so let's break that intro apart, and we'll start by me playing it to you slowly. So slowly it's going to sound a bit like this. Okay, so our left hand is in a chord of G. You'll notice we will move our middle finger about a bit as we're playing. I'll walk you through that. But left hand in a chord of G. And we're going to start by playing down, 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 up. Now usually we start with a bass note and it would be the 6th string. I'm not hearing much of that on the record. I'm just hearing more down, 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 up with our index finger there. But if you want to put the bass string in, you can. So 6th string, thumb, bass string, and then down, down, up, if you like. So that's up to you. So that's your first move, if you like. And that's a bar. So that's 1, 2, 3, and. Okay. Next bar then, 2nd bar. We're going to do a hammer on. We're going to start with a hammer on. So you need to remove your middle finger on the left hand from the 5th string. And you're going to play that 5th string open with your thumb. And once you've done it, you're going to hammer your middle finger back onto that 5th string 2nd fret there. Okay? So that's your hammer on. And then with your index finger on the treble strings, you're going to play down, down, up. Okay? Next bar, take your middle finger off, play the 5th string open with your thumb. Now, you can, after that, if you want to, a little bit optional, I think Dylan may be doing this, play an upstroke on those 3 treble strings, just catch them a bit with your index finger like that. Then play 6th string with your thumb, take your ring finger off of that 6th string so it's open, play it again with your thumb, and again, optionally, upstroke with your index finger on the treble strings, back onto the 6th string 3rd fret with your thumb, and then place your middle finger back onto that 5th string 2nd fret so you're back in your G chord, and we're going to play down, down, up with our index finger. So far we have this. Next, we've got another hammer-on coming up. So remove your middle finger from that 5th string. You're going to play the 4th string open with your thumb, and you're going to hammer your middle finger onto 4th string 2nd fret, like that. So far we have this. So hammer on. Downstroke with your index finger, and now we're going to put our middle finger back on 5th string 2nd fret, play that 5th string with your thumb, then pull your middle finger off of the 5th string so you get that 5th string open, and then play the 6th string with thumb, and then down, down, up, and then play the 4th string with your thumb, down, down, up. And that's the introduction. So let me play it all for you again. I'll try and play it slowly. Now, before we go a lot further, just a general point. One pattern that comes up a lot in this song is that we play a bass note with our thumb, and then with our index finger, I've been showing you to play on the treble strings down, down, up. So this, bass, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3, and is the timing of that. Now the alternative to that is to play bass string with your thumb, and then down, up with your index finger. And the timing on that is 1, 2, and 3, and. So 2 alternatives. First one, second one. And I think you can hear Dylan doing both of those at different times. You can take your pick and mix it up a bit. Songs of Woody has 5 verses, and they all have basically the same structure, although there are small variations in the way that Dylan plays the guitar part on some of them. There's no chorus, so what I'm going to do is take you through the first verse, show you that, line by line. There are 4 lines in each verse, and I'll talk about some of the variations in other verses as we go through that first verse, but by doing that first verse, you're basically going to learn the whole thing. So let's start with that first verse and the very first line. Here's a demo of that very first line then. I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. Okay, let's look at the first line of the verse then. I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. Now it starts on a G chord in the left hand, and you're going to play this pattern first. So bass note 6th string with your thumb, and then down, down, up. I'm out here. And then on the word thousands, you're going to remove your middle finger from the 5th string 2nd fret relative to the capo, and you're going to play the 4th string open with your thumb, and you're going to hammer the middle finger onto the 4th string 2nd fret there. 1,000, and once you've done that, hammer on, you're going to play down, down, up with your index finger. So far we have this. I'm out here 1,000. Now we have a change of chord. So on our left hand, we're going to change from a G chord to a D major over F sharp chord. And to get that D major over F sharp, it's a normal D major, except that you're going to bring your thumb over, and with your thumb you're going to fret the 6th string at the 2nd fret there relative to the capo. That's the note of F sharp, by the way, relative to the capo on the 2nd fret there, 6th string, and that's why this chord is D over F sharp, because you're playing an F sharp in the bass. So far we have this. I'm out here 1,000. Change to D over F sharp, miles from my. So on the F sharp we're playing 6th string with our thumb, and then down, down, up with our index finger, or remember you can play down, up, it's up to you. So far we have this. I'm out here 1,000 miles from my. And then back to, on the left hand, back to G major, and then 6th string, home. So 6th string, down, down, up with your index finger. And then we're going to do our 4th string hammer on. So remove your middle finger from the 5th string, play the 4th string open with your thumb, and then hammer on with your middle finger to 4th string 2nd fret. And then down, down, up with your index finger. And then we're going to put our middle finger back on the 5th string 2nd fret here, play that 5th string with our thumb, pull off the middle finger, and then play the 6th string with our thumb, and then with our index finger, down, down, up. So let me play you the whole of that first line then. I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. And then just to cap it off, play the 4th string with your thumb and another down, down, up with your index finger. So let's go through the whole of that first line. Here we go. I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. Okay, so if you listen to that first line in the other verses, you'll hear there's some variations in what Dylan's playing on the guitar. So in the 3rd verse, I think he's playing this. Hey, hey, Woody Guthrie, I know that you know. Okay, and so that really is on the G chord there, he's playing 6th string, 6th string, and then when he goes to the D, he's playing 5th string. So we're not getting the F sharp on the 6th string there. Back to the 6th string on the G. Hey, hey, Woody Guthrie, I know that you know. On other verses, sometimes on that G chord he plays G on the 6th string and then the B on the 5th string. Dylan was very into recording quickly, I think, on Song to Woody. This was a 2nd take, the take that actually ended up on the album. He just had one full start and then he did another take all the way through, and that's the one that appeared on the album. So I think really what he wanted to get was feel rather than accuracy and playing it the same way every time. And I think you can take a similar approach. So just think of it really as like a toolbox, and you know, sometimes you might choose to play 6/4, sometimes 6/5 in terms of the bass notes. Sometimes you might hammer on there on that 4th string, or sometimes you might hammer on the 5th string. There's a bit of flexibility really, and I think for me what's important is getting the feel rather than trying to play exactly what he played in the same place on every verse that he played it. Here's a demo of the 2nd line. Walking the road, other men have gone down. Okay then, let's look at that 2nd line. Now we're going to start with our left hand in a chord of C, and we're going to do a bass run down from the note of C on that 5th string. Okay, so let me show you that. You're going to start by playing that 5th string with your thumb, and you're going to do a down, down, up with your index finger. Now you're going to walk down to 5th string 2nd fret. So remove your ring finger from the 5th string on your left hand, put your middle finger on the 5th string 2nd fret, play that 5th string with your thumb, and then we've got a down, down, up again on the treble strings with our index finger. Next we're going to play the 5th string open, so remove your middle finger from the 5th string, put it back on 4th string 2nd fret. It's going to give you an A minor 7 shape actually. Play that 5th string open and then down, down, up again with your index finger. So far we have this. Walking the road other men have gone. And then on the word down, we're going to go back to our G major chord in the left hand and play the 6th string with our thumb. Down. And then down, down, up with your index finger. And now we're going to do our hammer on the 4th string. So take your middle finger off the 5th string, play the 4th string open, and then hammer the middle finger onto 4th string 2nd fret. Down, up with your index finger, and then put your middle finger back on 5th string 2nd fret, play that 5th string with your thumb, pull the middle finger off on your left hand, and then play 6th string with your thumb, and then down, down, up, and then 4th string with your thumb, open, down, down, up. So putting that together, this is what we've got. Walking the road other men have gone down. Now there are some variations of that on other verses, and I'll show you those in a moment. On the second verse, that second line sounds like this. About a funny old world that's coming along. So a variation there is basically the 3rd bass note of that phrase. So we still have the C chord, still play the 5th string, down, down, up, then move down to the 2nd fret 5th string, play that 5th string, down, down, up. But the next bass note is going to be 6th string open, okay? And again, down, down, up. About a funny old world that's coming, and then the rest is the same. We go to the G chord, long. So the other variation on that second line is like this. This is taken from the last verse. Somewhere down the road someday. Okay, so that is just, again, it's a change in the rundown. We go from the C relative to the capo on the 3rd fret 5th string there. Somewhere, again, down to the B, 5th string 3rd fret down. But then we're going to play the 4th string open. Road, some, 4th string open there. Some, and then back to the G, D. And then he does this little double hammer on the 4th string 2nd fret, and then a hammer on the 5th string 2nd fret. So that is somewhere down the road someday. So again, just think of this as a toolkit. Don't necessarily try and slavishly do exactly what Dylan did. Play with it like he did and try and get the feel. Before I show you the rest of Song to Woody, let me say, if you've been enjoying this video, please do hit the like button. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe so that you'll be notified of the future videos that I release. Here's a demo of the 3rd line. I'm seeing a world of people and things. Okay, so let's look at that 3rd line then, which will go like this. I'll play it slowly for you first. I'm seeing your world of people and things. So we start on a G chord on our left hand. We're going to play 6th string with our thumb, and then down, down, up with our index finger. I'm seeing you. And then we're going to do our 4th string hammer on. So take your middle finger off of the 5th string, play the 4th string up with your thumb, hammer your middle finger on to that 4th string 2nd fret. I'm seeing your world. And down, down, up with your index finger. I've now changed to a C chord on your left hand, play the 5th string, people, then down, down, up with your index finger, and back to a G chord on your left hand, and play 6th string, things, down, down, up. And then we're going to play our 4th string hammer on, so 4th string open, then hammer your middle finger on onto 4th string 2nd fret, and then 1 downstroke, and next we're going to put our middle finger back on the 5th string 2nd fret there, play that 5th string with our thumb, pull the middle finger off, play the 6th string with our thumb, having put our middle finger back into the G chord there, and then down, down, up, and then finally 4th string open, down, down, up. So putting that all together, we have this. I'm seeing your world of people and things. Here's a demo of the 4th and final line. Here paupers and peasants and princes and kings. Let's look at that last line now then. Now it's going to revolve around 2 chords. A G major, that's our starting chord, then we're going to go to a D major, and then we're going to go back to that G major. So let me play it for you slowly. For the paupers and peasants and princes and kings. Okay, so let's try and break that down then. So we start on that G chord in our left hand, and we're going to start by playing 6th string with our thumb, and then our normal down, down, up with our index fingers, full of paupers. Now we're going to do 2 hammer-ons on the 4th string. So we're going to start playing the 4th string open with our thumb, and we're going to hammer our middle finger onto 4th string 2nd fret, and once we've done that, we're going to do a down, down, up with our index finger there, and we'll play that twice. So far we have this, full of paupers. Now we're going to play 4th string open but not hammer on, and then play our down, down, up with our index finger again. So far we have this, full of paupers. Once we've done that, on our left hand we're going to move into a D major shape. But the first thing we're going to do is actually a hammer on. So to do that hammer on, you're going to have to take your index finger off of the 3rd string 2nd fret, and you're going to play the 5th string open with your thumb, and then you're going to hammer on to 5th string 2nd fret with your index finger there. Okay, and once you've done that, you're going to play your normal down, down, up with your index finger. And that's on the word peasants. And peasants. And go back to a normal D shape with your left hand. Play the 5th string open. And on the word and princes, or the words and princes, you're going to play your bass note, 5th string open, and then down, down, up on that D major. So let me play you that line so far. Your paupers and peasants and princes and getting a bit low for me there. And then on the word kings, you're going to go back to your G major on the left hand, play the 6th string, kings, and then down, down, up with your index finger. And then we're into fairly familiar territory. We're going to play a hammer-on the 4th string, 1 down stroke, or can be down up, and then put your middle finger back on the 5th string 2nd fret where it would normally be for a G there. Play that 5th string with your thumb, pull off your middle finger, play the 6th string with your thumb, and then down, down, up, and then 5th string with your thumb, down, down, up. So let's put that all together then, and we have this. Here, papas and peasants and princes and kings. So I hope you've enjoyed learning songs of Woody. I really think the key thing on this song is to be flexible. When Dylan plays, I think still now, he's more interested in feel than he is in playing the same thing every time. And I think you can take a similar approach. So, you know, sometimes plays 6th string followed by 4th string, sometimes 6th string followed by 5th string. Do your hammer-ons on the 4th string, or sometimes the 5th string. When you go to that D chord, you can sometimes play a D over F sharp and hit that F sharp in the bass there. Sometimes you can play a D over A, playing that 5th string in the bass. Sometimes you can hammer on to 5th string 2nd fret over that D, and then play the A in the bass. So just be flexible really, and enjoy playing around with the song, and use that toolkit of sounds to get a feel that's a bit similar to the feel Dylan gets in that recording.